Hey there everyone, so this video is a little bit different from the usual stuff that you see. So if you saw before, I did do an interview with KIMLINH TRAN, the voice of Valt on Beyblade Burst Turbo. For this video, I'm actually doing the interview with Brandon Winckler, who is the voice of Lui on Beyblade Burst Turbo. So it was a lot of fun to actually set up these interviews. You can catch Beyblade Burst Turbo on DisneyXD if you're in America, or if you're in Canada, you can catch it on Teletoon. And enjoy. Also, I've been able to fix that audio problem that I had on my side, so from now on, you should probably hear my audio a lot more smoother. And yeah, as well, Brandon Winckler does actually have a Twitter, so if you do follow him, I'm not going to burst this Brutal Lunar L4. You see this bay? You see it? You see it? It's not going to burst if you follow him on Twitter. Anyways, enjoy the interview. Hello everyone, today is a special day once again. Today we'll be interviewing Brandon Winckler, who is the voice of Lui in Beyblade Burst Turbo. Say hello.
Hello! How are you?
I'm good. So, to anyone who doesn't know who this man is, every time you hear Lui in Beyblade Burst Turbo, you're hearing that man's voice. He's the one who's voicing the baddie for Turbo, the one who owns Brutal Lunar L4.
Man, Louis a card. He's absolutely insane, but I love him ever so.
Oh yeah, he's crazy, man. He doesn't care about anyone. It's just like he'll break your bay in like a second if you mess with him.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's crazy because like I've never this is a kind of like my reintroduction into Beyblade since I was a kid, basically, because I mean I was playing with Beyblade, the tops and the toys and everything like that since I was man, I think I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, and when the first wave came out. And I remember the very first anime. I used to watch it, and
nice.
I had, yeah. It's just, yeah. So.
All right. So to anyone who might not know who you are you to the viewers that are listening right now?
Oh yeah, that's probably important, huh? Well, my name is Brandon Winckler. I'm a voice actor here in Los Angeles, California. And I've done work for some really cool projects, including Record of Grand Crest War, where I voice Theo Cornaro. I, of course, voice Lui in Beyblade Burst Turbo. And then on top of that, I also voice Jason in the Mattel production of Mechard, of the Turning Mechard series that was out in Korea for a while. I came here to the States. I don't think a lot of people knew, but it's okay. Yeah. I've also done some really cool video games, like I'm Green Goblin in Marvel Avengers Academy.
Oh, that's cool.
I do, yeah. I voice Leaf in a game called Zodiac Axis, which you should check out. They're a great team, and they would really love your support. And then, what else have I done? Oh, I've also done some additional voices and things like that for some companies such as NYAV Post. They take care of stuff like Gundam and Fooly Cooly and all that sort of stuff. And I've worked on some stuff with them before. So you maybe have heard me around before. You never know. But that's what I do. I make the cartoons talk.
Nice. That's a really big list. I am curious. How did you actually get into voice acting?
Hey, it started about 5 years ago, and I started off as a hobby. Funny enough, I was in college and I was studying music, and I had all this music equipment. Right, I had the microphone, and I had the preamp, and all the stuff you need to get started, basically, and from there, I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I really enjoyed that show. And I was like, wow, voiceover would be a really fun thing to do. Nothing I would ever take seriously. And so, yeah. And then I got a job as a flight attendant, and I moved out to New York. And I was like, wow, if I really wanted to, I could do this. I could actually do voiceover if I wanted to, since I'm in a major market. And so I made a demo in one night, which I don't suggest anyone ever do. and I sent it out to some companies, including Marvel and Disney and DuArt, Pokemon. And yeah, I booked some Marvel stuff there. I booked some Disney commercials, and some small things to get started. And I got to audition for Pokemon, which was really awesome. It was really cool. It was really funny because when I auditioned for Pokemon, it was right when that season 20 hit, and the art style changed dramatically. And I remember I was sitting yeah, I was sitting in the booth, and they were like, all right, so we're going to show you some references here. And I was like, okay, cool. And I saw the screen pop up, and I'm like, wait, what is this? This isn't Pokemon. What's wrong with this face? I remember not being an initial fan of the art style changes. I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. But gosh, this looks so bad, and
yeah.
But that was just me. Then finally, I maybe a year after that, maybe not even a year. Wow. Gosh. I moved out to LA. I transferred bases from New York City to San Francisco, and I set up shop in Los Angeles, and I would fly to and from San Francisco and Los Angeles when I had a flight to catch for work. And so I started shotgunning my stuff out here, and I've been out here for maybe about a year and a few months now. And I mean, I've got some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline that I can't talk about yet, which sucks. But I know that it's going to be pretty big, and I'm really lucky to be here. So that's how I got started, and that's my story. Yeah. So
nice.
That's kind of what. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, with Sun and Moon 2, that was my first reaction was, what's this? But I really like the fluidity with the animation now, and I like the arts. I've just grown to it. It's
Oh yeah, same. No, I mean at first it's one of those things. It's like
It's like when you see it for the first time, and you're like, what's this?
Like a new song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new song that everybody's into, but you're not quite into yet, and you're just
you get into
I don't get it, and then and then the more and more you hear it, you're just like, oh, I see. Okay, that's how I kind of felt with Kingdom Hearts 3. The new, I'm a really big Kingdom Hearts fan, so.
I love Kingdom Hearts. I heard that opening too, and I was like, I'm not sure about this. I like the first half, but not the second half. And then after, I'm just jamming to it the whole time.
Same.
Oh yeah.
Released that final battle trailer, and I was like, okay, fine, I like it.
I'll take it. All right.
Yeah, right.
All right, so to anyone who might be listening, how much of Beyblade do you know? It can be just Burst, could be the first season, second season, anything at all. I'm just curious. I know you said it a little bit before, but how much do you know? The anime, the Bays, you know what I mean?
Ooh, so the anime, I know a bit about the first season. I if I recall, and this is me going way back in my memory banks here. Tyson, is that a correct character? Please tell me it's correct.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. In the original, the first generation, he is. But you mean the first gen, or you mean in Burst? First gen, right? Yeah,
gen. Yeah, totally first gen.
Yeah. All right. Because I know, I always talk about first gen, but I don't know too much about it. So that's why when I talk about, it, I'm all right, you comment and you tell me. I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, the guy with the hat.
Oh yeah.
He was the main character of the first season.
Yeah.
I know that. I loved playing with the tops as a kid, for sure. And I used to collect them, and I can't even remember all of them that I collected. But I know that I had different drivers. I had different the discs,
the
weight
gears
discs
and whatever and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, precisely. And I remember I got one of the really big ones, the one that lit up and made noise when it hit stuff. It didn't work nearly as good as the smaller one.
Yeah, that's yeah. Hasbro did that again in the second generation. It was it's it's a bulky version of the Bay, and it'll just make these random sounds.
I had gotten it for Christmas I remember one year, and I was just so disappointed I couldn't customize it. I was like,
yeah.
why can't I take this apart? You know, and
Yeah.
you know, I really wanted to like.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I like about Burst, because they kind of did this sort of like idea of a bulky bay with like what do you call it, the rip fire and the RC thing. But like you can customize that. Well, at least with the energy layers, that's cool. I like that.
Oh yeah. No, I my introduction into Beyblade Burst was, now that I'm thinking about it, I remember I saw stuff all around YouTube on it because of the fact that I was in Mechard, and like I would look up the show like every week on YouTube, and of course in my suggestions, what would pop up? Louie's face, and I'm like, nuh-uh. You know, it's really funny because I knew who Louie was before the audition came in, and I was like, oh, this kid, oh, I have to match this guy. Oh no, he's really talented. I don't know if I can do that.
It is
like,
yeah.
uh, yeah. If you have like those who have watched Beyblade Burst Turbo, if you've watched Evolution, you'll understand what I mean.
Yeah.
When I say Travis Turner, the voice of Lui, is amazing.
Yeah.
Oof. From what I've recorded so far, which is I think it's gonna be it for Louis. It's like, at first I was really nervous. I was like, oh man, I really want to keep the integrity of like, you know, his performance, and it's really important to me that I do that. And then at the same time, I was like, oh my gosh, how did this guy do this?
Yeah.
Because Louis is right up here, right? So it's like it's a lot of it's a lot of vocal technique that like you have to have a really specific control over. And so it's just like he's super talented, and and I hope he likes what I've done.
Well, no, yeah, I was saying that before. From Evolution to Turbo, I think they've done a good job with casting for the returning bladers, because they legit just sound like they're just the older versions.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that too, because I had to watch a lot of Evolution in order to kind of like prepare.
Yeah.
So when I heard the first episode of Turbo, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody sounds so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that like we could try to keep the integrity of all these characters, and you know the stories that they, you know, have carried with them even 2 years on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's progressively gotten better for Burst, I would say. I really like how they're going with the stuff, and even with the dub too. So with the previous 2 seasons, it wasn't necessarily like the performance. It was sort of like, I would say, what do you call it? The lines for some of the characters. Because I'll listen to them like, wait, I don't know if they say that in the actual sub. And, you know, now it's a lot more, I would say, like, on the script. And I know how with dubbing, you can't always get, like, the accurate translation. You have to match, like, what the mouths are actually saying. But, again, like I've said, with Turbo, it's like, the dubbing's good, the accuracy to the actual show is good, and I'm enjoying it right now. I try to watch the dub on Teletoon right now since I'm in Canada. I know US, as of recently, has it on DisneyXD. But we're a little bit ahead on the dub here, so I'm a little lucky. But, right, well, I like it too, because, like, Louis gets, like, his own, like, whole, like, tournament for just him. And what I like too is, like, he lost to Valt, but, like, he's like, you wanna know what, man? I don't need to beat Valt. I'm gonna make my own tournament. And, like, the first episode we ever see him battle, he, like, slaps 3 bays and 1 battle.
Remember, I was like, dang, this little, wow, he's mad. Why is everybody so mad? Oh, okay, so he's just, all right, this guy's strong. Good, I love it. You know, what I love about Louis is that he's so fiercely competitive that he comes off as a jerk.
Yeah.
and but at the same time, I kind of like his whole story in this arc. The way that things end for him, I think, is a really, really nice development of his character, just because it shows how much Louis has grown, not only as like a blader, but as a person too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
especially watching Evolution, I'm like, I I don't want to root for this guy. This guy's a jerk, you know? Like,
Yeah, because
you and your little shark teeth.
yeah, because I remember like in like Evolution, I even think it was in the first season. Because I remember in the first season, I think he broke what was it, Shoe Storm's Spryzen, and I was like, all right, man. And then after like, then after he messes up Shoe a second time, he like messes up this guy's Legend Spryzen. But then after Shoe comes back and like he beats his Nightmare Lunar, and like Louis he has a little bit of an ego, but he'll still kind of give respect to bladers that like give him a good fight. But like anyone else that like if he beats you, like you're nothing to him. You're just like a waste.
Yep, precisely. I remember there was this one line, in I think he's talking to Suo in Turbo,
Oh yeah.
and it's back when they're kind of training in Canada. I think is where he was, and he's basically like, "You're a waste of time. Go home," or whatever. Yeah, you're only a waste of my time. Go home, that sort of thing. And it's just like, it's like that's the kind of like, when it comes to weaker bladers, that's basically his attitude. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like people that can really challenge him and like cause him and his bay to connect, I think is that's going to be the thing that drives Louis to respect someone the most.
Yeah.
And even then, he's barely going to show it.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. Well, speaking of Louis. Brutal Lunar is a very interesting bay. Have you seen the actual the toys of the new Turbo bays?
I've been looking here in America. I've been looking all over California, and I can't find it anywhere. Laura Stahl, the voice of Iger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she tagged me in something, and she apparently found the toys, and she was like, "Oh, look, Brutal Lunar. Let's throw it over here. What's this? Emperor Fornius. All right, you're out of here. Oh, look, the Achilles. Oh, and I'm like, okay, Laura, I see you.
Oh yeah. So have you?
So,
Yeah. No, I was gonna say like, have you had any other experience with any of the other toys like the Evolution line or the original line?
when I first got cast as Louis, the first thing I went out and did was bought his Evolution Bay. And that is Luinor L3, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, L3. Yep.
Yeah, and I remember I picked it up, and I I actually have the launching thing here, if you heard that. But
Yeah.
basically, I picked it up, and first thing I did was scream "Let It Rip" in Louis' voice, and and I may or may not have totally played with it all night, which I
No,
did.
that is cool. I just was wondering, have you ever go to if you ever do go to tournaments, are you gonna like use the Louis voice? Be like, oh, you're nothing to me. I have my Lunar L4.
Ooh, that might be a good idea. That'd be fun. That would be so fun. Maybe. Who knows? I guess you'll have to look out for me there.
Yeah, with Turbo, anyways. I know in Canada here, anyways, we usually get the stuff first. We got Wave One, so like the starters that has like Lunar and all that stuff, and the 2-packs too. But the products are kind of weird how they put it around because I guess they kind of go with what the dub has it as. So maybe for here, since we the dub was earlier, that's how we got the bays earlier. But then after for the US, since it started a little bit later, that's why the product comes out a little bit later than Canada. Since Wave 2, Salamander, Hercules, those bays appear in Louis' tournament arc, but they have to release it with how it goes by, so we're probably going to see that, I think, January. But I like the Turbo bays a lot, because they have their slingshot gimmick with the Battle Ring mode, which is like that small mode, and then after, like, the slingshot mode, where it's like you can make the tip, like, taller, and like you go with these crazy attacks. I think it's cool.
I really can't wait to like get my hands on Brutal Lunar, because I just know that like once I get my hands on it, I'm just not gonna stop like messing around
Unstoppable.
with it. Like, Yeah, and I'm gonna pit like Luinor L3 and Brutal Luinor against each other, even
Oh
though
yeah.
I think I know which one's gonna win. Just it's Brutal Luinor. But
Yeah, yeah. With Triple Base specifically, there is a few changes to how Hasbro did it. Like, do you know the Takara releases? Like the stuff in Japan.
yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Everything in Japan was made of steel or metal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
So what Hasbro did is
yeah.
that instead of having metal on the layers, they have metallic paint on it, but you still get the general shape of the bay. And they sort of like removed a few things here and there from what the actual release would have, but it's sort of like I guess their way of kind of doing a balance. So like with Lunar, instead of jolts just being like rigged edges around it, it's sort of like a flat version of Extreme, which is on the Excalia space, if you know what that is. And it's like it's still pretty aggressive. And the thing is with Turbo, like yeah, the meta's changed a bit for how you battle, but I kind of like the base a little bit more than the TT versions, just for the fact that like you can have a normal battle and then you can have like a turbo slingshot battle.
Um, yeah, no, I'm really excited to kind of like get my own hands on it, and then like be able to just like there's one thing when you like hear about the differences, but then once you see the differences,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just like, oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, and it's easier for me to enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that like what was it that me and Laura were joking about one time. I think we were talking, and it was either her or somebody else, but I know that we were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go out. We're gonna get all the Beyblade Turbo of the line.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all the Bays of the Turbo line, and we're gonna have like our own little tournament."
Oh my
And
gosh, that'd be
so
cool.
yeah, that would be cool. And we were thinking about like streaming it or something. Maybe it wasn't Laura that I was talking to, but I know it was somebody in the Beyblade cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be really cool. We'll reenact all the good scenes
Oh my
and see.
gosh. Well, I would hope. Actually, I like that idea a lot. I think maybe. Well, I don't know if they can, but it'd be awesome if like the Beyblade official account could maybe do that. I think that'd be like good for promotion and just good to see in general.
Man, oh Hasbro. Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing that. It really just all depends on them, though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
somebody's got to get in touch, and then But I mean, in theory, I love the idea, and I would love to do it. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, sign me up.
Oh, that yeah, no, yeah, that is cool. And I think it would be actually cool if the channel could interact a bit more with the voice actors. Like, I know the official YouTube channel will always do Meet the Blader, Meet the Team, and they can maybe do it where like they actually get the voice actor to actually talk about their character instead of like some narrator saying, "This is the person, this is what they do, this is they're mean and tough." I think it'd be cool if the voice actors could put a little bit more sort of like involvement with the official accounts. I would love to see it.
I love that too. That just sounds enjoyable. It sounds more fun when you really dive into not only just the character, but the things surrounding the character, because that's in a way that's interaction with the fans of the show.
Yeah.
And I know from firsthand experience how much fans just enjoy interacting with the actors
Oh yeah.
or the characters. And yeah, so oh man.
All right. So let me see, because we've actually answered a lot, and I didn't actually have to ask it. So let's see. So out of you've seen most of the Turbo Bays, right?
Most of them.
Yeah. So like like the starters, like Lunar. Have you seen the 2 packs actually? Like
Facts. I'm actually not quite sure what those are.
All right, so there are 2 packs that they released, and what Hasbro will sometimes do is that they'll have a 2 pack, but maybe they'll have like a bay that's a Hasbro exclusive, meaning like there's no like Takaratomi's not gonna have that. That's only Hasbro, or it'll be like a previous bay like let's say Minoboros M2, right? what they'll do is that they'll rename the name to M4, even though it's the second it's just from evolution. It's just M2. So the 2-packs, there's like a Spiral Treptune, Rocktavor, there's Zootron, Kerbeus, those bays. Well, you should at least know some of them, since I know in the anime they show Rocktavor, since that's, Ranjiro, Treptune, that's Tokoya. So, like, out of all those Turbo bays, what would be your favorite?
Ooh. Okay, so my biased self wants to say Louis Bay, Brutaluminor, but if I were to choose any other bay, I think it would have to be. I forget what it's called. Oh, Salamander, right?
Salamander, yeah. Okay, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the balancing gimmicks,
Yeah.
right? How you can change it from, like, 5-bladed to 10-bladed to 5-bladed mode, and, like, there's operates where you can, like, switch. I like Salamander, too. It hasn't been released yet, but, like, it should be early next year we see Wave 2 with that, but Salamander's cool. I mean, not
It was insane. I was like...
Yeah, not as cool as Brutalunar, obviously, but, still pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know. Salamander likes to hop around the stage, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, what does Louis do? Like, oh, I go the other way. Just kidding.
Yes, yeah, actually, no, Salamander also spins to the left, so, like, I don't know what Louis got left now. I guess he's just got, like, that aggressive attacking.
I still have my own tournament.
Alright, so, any more things I can think of? I think that's, kind of it. Do you have any messages, for anyone else, watching?
Well, thank you for having me, and to everybody else out there, keep on watching the dub. I'm really, really grateful for everyone's support so far. I know that every single fan of Beyblade Burst Turbo that's reached out to me has been nothing but kind and sweet, and I've loved working on the show, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed being a part of it. So
Alright, that's it, everyone. He does have a Twitter, which I want to make sure to link in the description. The specific which if I can grab it real quick, is, let me see, it is,
B. Winckler V.
Yeah, your Twitter is B. Winckler VA, so I'll leave that in the description. Definitely drop a follow for him, give him some support, and that's it for now. So hope everyone has a great day. To anyone who watched till the end, thank you very much. Like I said before, Brandon Winckler does actually have a Twitter. So if you love hearing Louis on Beyblade Burst Turbo, make sure to give him a follow and share his Twitter around so other people can follow Louis. And for now, if you do that, this Lunar is not going to burst. Like I said before, I've also done some other interviews. Right now I have the one with KIMLINH TRAN. I'm going to be editing a few more of these, try to set up a bit more. But I hope you enjoyed. Again, you can catch Beyblade Burst Turbo on DisneyXD if you're in America, or if you're in Canada, Teletoon. For now, subscribe, click that bell to be notified by uploads. And as always, have an awesome day.